Hello and welcome to Aviation 101 with Laura. I am back with another update on the Aviation Weather Center new website, which that generated a lot of comments on the last two videos. So I have had some requests for going through a standard weather briefing. So I went in the Wayback Machine, pulled up the standard briefing on old Aviation Weather Center. And I'm going to do a side-by-side comparison with the new Aviation Weather Center. One thing I do want to point out is I found that they have now added a page that is their list of all the things that have changed, and I will put a link to this in the video description. But if you notice, they have basically said that this standard briefing page that I'm showing on this side of the screen, that has now been discontinued on the new Aviation Weather Center site. So we don't have this, there's nothing like this. We're not just missing it, it's just not here anymore. But you can still go through everything that you would on a normal standard briefing. So let's walk through the standard briefing products. You start with your adverse conditions, okay? So for that, we can easily click on products and then segments. So that's going to give me a map that I can go in and configure and choose what data I want and the decoding or not, the heights or not, etc. All right, the next thing is if I want to know about a segment, I can just click on it and there's all my data about that segment. Okay, good. The next thing on the list is our traffic flow management convection product. So under products, you can go down to the very bottom of the list to TFM convective forecasts, and we have all that information available. Okay, the next product really gets into segments. So again, we can go back to that same exact product as before for the segments, click on that, and if I range out a little bit here, looks like everything segment today is convective. So it's exactly what I just showed you. Click on it and get the information. Okay. Next product is going to be our Graphical AIRMETs. So that is again under products and then GAIRMET. And that just changes my map view and it gives me everything. I can click on the layer. I can filter out my AIRMETs. So let's only look at icing AIRMETs today. Instead of freezing levels, we'll just do icing. If I click on it, I get all the information. So I don't know, I think this tool is fairly good. Again, you can mess with the map, watch my other video on how to change the map options and all that stuff. So that's your AIRMETs. Okay. Next part of the standard weather briefing is your weather charts, constant pressure charts. Okay. So the best way I found to go into this is to go into tools. And then you can go to decision support imagery and you can actually generate graphic AIRMETs and segment charts at this location. Also, as far as the surface analysis, I can get that by clicking on prog chart and then 0000, and you notice in the corner that's actually the surface analysis chart. So that's currently what they're showing. If I select anything in the future, you notice it changes now. It doesn't say it's a surface analysis because now it's a forecast, whereas this is observation tool. Okay, so another way that we can get some surface analysis data is to go into products and then prog charts. And this is going to be my current information, but I can also use my slider here at the bottom to change the time and get more information right there. If I want my current conditions, probably the easiest way I found is go to your main website on AWC, go to the bottom and click on modify and then put in your airports that you want to know about this for your METAR. And I'm going to have down here my METAR information right here. As far as pilot reports, probably the easiest way to get that is to go into products. And you can also do METAR data for this, but you can go to PIREP data here. And let's just do Fort Worth Center, ZFW, 200 miles in the last hour and a half, load. And here is my pilot reports. Okay, so there's my pilot reports. As far as the radar and satellite views, again, the easiest way would be to go probably to my current conditions map, click on the map from the home screen, and here is my radar loaded. There's tons of information which I can filter out. Again, let's get rid of my SIGMETs. Take off that, but I can add to it my satellite view. I can also have on here my METARs, my PIREPs, so that's all available right here. And I could add my SIGMETs and my AIRMETs, and any weather warnings can also be displayed on here. So that's basically everything for my current conditions. As far as the Enroute forecast and the GFA tool, you can go onto your weather product. So basically this page here, this is my current observations. But if I instead go down here to my forecast, I can basically pick any of these areas. So I'm on weather and then these tools. I can pick any of these. So let's just pick winds, for example. Okay, so now I'm in a forecast tool, and I can, instead of the actual GFA tool, I can click on the little flight path tool. I can enter something on here, click draw path. It's going to draw my path right here. Can change my surface bar slider, put it down to the surface winds, put it up to 6,000 feet, whatever, but I can also show some other information on here. Can change how the wind barbs are shown, can add stuff to that. If I switch to a different tool, like let's just say, let's look at ceilings and visibilities, notice my flight path stays there. Okay, so that's probably the easiest way to customize this map, though I'm in my forecast area here. Can switch maybe to precipitation forecast. There we go. And on any of these screens, again, just click on the eye, and I've got a legend that's available that shows up that I can see right there. What's the meaning of the things on this chart. Alrighty, so that's that. Then we have our low and mid and high level SIG weather prog charts. I like to go to tools and then decision support imagery. Let's just look at a high level significant weather prog for all my dispatch friends. 6 hours, and I think we're area F. Nope, that's not right. Switch it. There we go. Area A. So here is my high level significant weather prog charts. Okay. Then lastly, we've got the destination forecast. So TAFs, we can go into the products tool and do TAF data. So we can put in more than one. We can load the data. We can get raw data like this. Okay, cool. All right. So anything you want to do in there. The winds aloft forecast, they really have, I verified this, they have gotten rid of, if I go back to aviationweathercenter.gov main page, you see this where is thing at the bottom. Finally, they've added this. I can click more information. And if I click URLs, basically scroll down my list and find that the, where did it go? Winds, temps, plots, and FB wind data page. Data is discontinued, so it is no more. Sorry. The only way to get my wind forecast is go on weather again, and that wind, like this page here, right now it defaults to max, but we can change it to 6,000 feet, for example. We can change it to sometime in the future, get some wind barbs going here. I actually prefer to look at the data weather symbol and switch to arrow, because then I actually get speeds. And if I click on any of these barbs, I do get an actual wind readout. So 185 at 27. The other cool thing about this is if I click on my actual route, I can click along that path and see I am getting a 7-knot tailwind at the beginning of my route. And if I click on a different part of my route, get the wind information for that point in space. Okay, so that's my winds and temps aloft. As far as the links to NOTAMs, they don't really have any links to that on Aviation Weather Center anymore, at least that I found, but you can just do an FAA NOTAM search. As far as ATC delays, you can just go to the FAA System Command Center. I can put links to these in the video description, but that's basically it. So I'll put a link in the video description for the FAA NOTAM search and for the ATC System Command Center. They don't appear to be linking to that anymore on Aviation Weather Center, but that's pretty much your standard weather briefing. Hope that was helpful to you in walking through that information, because it is not really all gathered in any one place on aviationweathercenter.gov anymore. Stay tuned. Let me know what other topics you'd like to see covered. And thanks for subscribing to Aviation 101 with Laura.